All right. Amazing people, global soul family, waking up in the dream. There's so much good stuff going on the planet right now. And you're either in the category of I'm excited, or you may be going back and forth, or I'm pissed off. You know, people are getting squeezed. They're getting squeezed into waking up because for many, it's the only way. And so I'm going to talk about a couple of short pieces. I'm not going to do a long live today. I'm going to start cutting back and doing them a little bit shorter because not everybody wants to watch an hour-long plus dissertation on inner healing, dismantling the belief system, consciously creating your reality. And for those that do, my YouTube channel is loaded with some really powerful lives for anybody that wants to study the tools in the book or just upgrade where they're at. And so as we continue to move into these higher frequencies, you're going to find and see, especially on social media, like Facebook's kind of my platform, where I've connected with people all over the globe, because I'm here in Thailand right now. It's Friday morning, 9 a.m. I'm in the future a little bit, and I don't speak a lot of Thai. So communicating with the Thai people here, hey, Mary Beth, great to see you, is not that easy. There's not that many deep conscious conversations, and the people here are so kind and loving. You know, they're Buddhists and they're in their heart. So they kind of trust the tell-I vision, and they don't really question a lot. Some of them do, but the majority don't. So it's really interesting to be navigating through this dream here. The beautiful thing is they're so kind that, you know, all I have to do is smile at them, and the heart connection is instant. But there are basically two types of people right now. You're going to see the ones that are super excited and the ones that are just super triggered. And so our gift of being able to kind of see with more of an observer perspective as opposed to being automatic reactors, because that's the way that the 3D matrix is set up, to have everybody opposed. You know, it's always Republican versus Democrat, white lives matter, black lives matter, transgender. Every week it's something else, whether it's CERN or the Georgia Guidestones or the 16th jibby jab, or, you know, it's just fear, fear, fear all the time. Stay off balance and be triggered and reacting, and make sure you keep your frequency low. And when you figure out, you can still get pissed off. I got super triggered yesterday because I'm having audio problems here, and I'm an audio guy. And my whole recording studio is sitting in San Diego since 2016. But I don't get triggered at other people. I observe. Hey, Sarah. And so this may sound like common sense, and it is once you see it. However, you've got to be able to see the program and make a choice. And the way that you powerfully make the choices from moment to moment. But what I found and what I share through the Waking Up in the Dream process and the 30-day transformational journey that I take people through every month is, you must consciously create your reality first thing every single morning. As soon as you awaken out of with your head on the pillow, out of what we call the sleeping dream. What happens is so many people wake up and the mind just starts going. I got to get up. I got to put on a pot of coffee. I got to get the kids ready for school. I got to jump in the shower. I've only got a half hour before I got to get in traffic, and I got to check my email. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever we have to do, we do. However, if you can see this program, or when you can see this program, and you decide that, hey, I'm going to investigate what Jeff's saying, or I'm already doing this every morning, right on, high five. Because the majority of people aren't doing this. Because what happens is we wake up and the mind goes. That's just what it does. It's running energy. And that's what we are. We're energy beings. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that the 3D matrix has programmed us so strongly to just be going all the time. And when we begin to consciously create our reality first thing in the morning before I don't even step foot out of bed to go to the bathroom. I won't do it. I mean, if I have to, I will, but then I come right back to bed. But 99% of the time, I don't. I lie there on my pillow and I smile and I love. First thing I do is start taking some slow, deep breaths to stop anything that might be running. What I have to do, even if I'm excited, well, I'm going to get up and do a live today, or I'm going to go hang out with the wild jungle dogs, or I'm going to finally get to give medicine to the one dog I've been looking for 2 weeks. And, that's great. Excitement is great. It's the highest frequency for a magnetic being, because we are magnetic beings, and being consciously aware of that is what attracts and magnetizes in like frequency people, abundance, synchronicities. You could call them magic and miracles, but it's really not. It's you using your intention to magnetize in anything that you can think of. And so this is one of the most important, powerful keys that you will ever learn. And it doesn't cost you anything to learn this. It's not hard. It's not difficult. You don't have to pay a bunch of money to do it. It's an invitation. And in a day and age where there's a million people coming on and coaches and everything, and I mean, it's wonderful. I learn something from YouTube every other day, something very valuable, but there's millions of things to sift through. So what I had to do was simplify everything down. And that's what I did with the waking up in the dream process, because I've been going down the rabbit hole for 30 years, maybe even more. And it can be a distraction. It's great to awaken and see what's going on and see how the systems were set in place and how history's a lie and science and religion and everything's been manipulated to keep us from remembering who we are. But at the point where you finally start to question everything and go, my intuition tells me this is bullshit. I know I'm being lied to by the government. I know the school system is nothing more than a regiment to program people to pay to get into the club and then to give away 65 of the best years of their life. So when we begin to observe instead of react, our entire reality shifts like huge. And the people that are out there being conscious observers are the ones that are going, I can't believe the other people can't see this. And you know who you are. And those are the people that we align with. And, we send compassion to everybody because we're not above anybody. We're all equal. We're all in this together. And we know that by uniting, that's what we're here to do. And we came here for the most incredible time in recorded history. And it's happening right now. The New Earth timelines are here. Everything's here to support us. Everything is being downloaded. However, the 3D matrix is making the biggest push ever to distract everybody. And so how do you step out of that while you're still navigating through it? You become the conscious observer. And you can say, yeah, well, I'm already that way. And great. But if you're reacting and your ego's going, we must learn to feel when the ego jumps in. It's a frequency. You can feel it. It's sticky. And so that stuff needs to be dismantled. And the way to do it is, I'm telling you, if I told you that I'd give you everything you ever wanted in your life, money, abundance, health, magic, freedom, everything, and all that you had to do was accept the invitation, that you would consciously and intentionally and excitedly create your reality first thing every single morning for, let's say, when you start off, a half hour. Oh, well, I don't have a half hour. Really? If you don't have a half hour out of 24 hours in the day, then that means the 3D matrix owns you. And you might get triggered right now and go, well, Jeff, I got 4 kids and 2 jobs and I can barely get by. And how am I supposed to, I understand. However, the key is when you commit to slowing things down a little bit and become the conscious observer, everything else will start to line up. So if you need to go to bed a half hour earlier or, get up a half hour earlier, whatever it is to do this, This is where you will get your freedom, your health, your abundance, your everything. And if you feel that you don't have time to do this, then very little is probably going to change. So this is the invitation. It's part of taking back our power, and not from a place of, I need to be empowered. That's 3D. It's from a place of, hey, brother, great to see you. It's from a place of observing. And yeah, I got triggered at my computer yesterday and I was really pissed. And I'm like, okay, Mr. Observer who talks about being the observer and, catching the triggers. Yeah, it's in my face. So I go, okay, let's move this energy. I'm not going to project it on anybody else, but let's move it. And then let's really observe from a higher perspective, what's it going to take to solve this problem? Then when I stopped, all the answers and the solution came to me. So it's not about never having a judgment or a trigger or anything, but it's about catching them immediately. Because if you don't, then that means the ego's automatic reaction program owns you. And it may take some practice, but I'll tell you what, you do the 30-day practice and you'll never be the same, because you use this tracking sheet, you fill this thing out every night before you go to bed. Look at it, it's super simple. You put in the number of how many times you caught your judgments, your shame, your guilt, your doubt, your less than thoughts, your triggers, whatever. And then it asks you a couple questions about what came up for you today. Are you having fears? Are you having doubts? Are you consciously creating your reality? Are you sending love to everybody, especially those that used to trigger you? Do you see everybody as your teacher, especially anybody that you might judge? Are you able to go out and practice and send love to everybody? Not because you're so great, because you understand that everybody's you, especially the ones that you might judge as the homeless person or the drunk or the loser or the gang member or whatever. You send them love. Because anytime you judge, your ego wins, your frequency's low, and you stay stuck in the loop. And so, for years I was stuck in the loop. And it wasn't until I met my main mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, in 2001, I was luckily in San Diego, I was able to become an apprentice. And then I worked out a deal where I became his recording engineer, and we started traveling and going to the pyramids and Machu Picchu and da-da-da-da-da. And I just started hearing how you create your reality and how you observe the program. And then I have everybody that goes through my course name their ego. Many of you know I named my ego Larry. Larry's the judger, the fear-based, the shame, the guilt, the automatic reactor. And you must be able to see what the ego does, or you won't dismantle it, because you'll get that emotional hit, and that emotional hit tricks most people into believing that they're right. They're not right. They just had an emotional trigger and they didn't catch it and observe it for what it was. So instead of learning and dismantling it and going, oh, that's about me. It's not even about anything out there. The hologram's reversed. It's a mirror. And if you get this and you start catching the triggers and writing them down, just keep a number. You could keep the number on your phone. I have everybody go and get a counter as soon as they come on the apprentice journey. And they just start tracking the judgments and the reactions. And the majority of people do not do that. And their ego thinks they're right. So as a result, and I've said this a million times, I was a judgeaholic. I was taught to be a judgeaholic beginning in second grade of Catholic school, private Catholic schools. And so I thought that judging and pointing everything out that was wrong was how you fixed it. I didn't understand that I was a walking, talking, breathing magnet, which we are in every moment, and I was just attracting and giving more energy to everything I judged. There's nothing wrong with taking action to change something, but if you're triggered and you're feeling justified, your frequency's low and you're stuck, you're just going to loop. So these are the tools. If anybody has any questions about anything that I've shared, this is a Q&A. So please feel free to ask a question. If you're having triggers, judgments, fears, doubts, you want to heal something from the past, need to forgive somebody, because that's the key. If you haven't forgiven everybody, and actually in most cases got to the point where you can thank them, then you're holding the low frequency, and you're going to have to learn. You're going to get opportunities to learn that over and over and over until you get it. It's just the way the soul journey works. And it's built in so that you will ascend regardless. That's the good news. You're never going to stay stuck. It's just, if you're in resentment and you're saying that everybody else is wrong and doing it to you and fuck the world and all that, like we've all done, I've done it a million times, then you're going to stay stuck. When you zoom out and go, okay, wow, I was just really pissed off. Wow, I'm really judgmental. And then you go, okay, isn't that interesting? So I'm going to love on myself, and I'm going to use these tools, and I'm going to begin to catch myself every time I have a judgment or a trigger or a less than thought, or I go into lack, or I go into fear, or I don't believe that I'm being supported by the universe in abundance, because that's a big one, especially with the squeeze on right now with gas prices up through the wazoo. I just saw a great post about brainwashing that said, brainwashing, the way it works is, if you're happy right now that gas prices just came down, then you don't understand how the 3D matrix is manipulating you. It's a really good one to think about. Anyway, getting back to consciously creating your reality. Okay? So you must tune in to the frequencies of where you're at in every moment. And how do you do that? You set your intention every morning. And you hang out with people that you can do conscious conversations and mirroring with without any judgment. No judgment. So many people just judging everything, you know. You go to the hair salon and all the women are talking about how their husbands suck, and, you know, not all of them, but you know what I mean. You can see comments on Facebook when you're scrolling through. People are like, yeah, me too, me too. And people just keep telling their story of what they don't like and what happened to them and why everything's wrong. And they don't understand. They're moving the emotion because they're stuck, but they don't understand that because they're talking about it and they haven't found the gift in it. And here's the number one aha moment, whether you want to be open to it or not. Every single thing that happened to you was part of your agreed upon soul contract. You agreed to it. And I know when my teacher first told me that, I was like, nuh-uh, there's no way I would have ever agreed to all this pain and suffering that I endured when I was a child and growing up, and my dad dying and stepfathers and beatings and all this stuff. But that was just me reacting because I didn't want to believe. I couldn't imagine that I would ever choose that. Why would anybody ever choose pain and suffering? It doesn't make sense. But you've got to see the bigger picture and the bigger program. And the bigger picture is, we came here to shift thousands of years of manipulation, not believing in ourselves, not realizing that we are truly God. And some people might go, oh my God, that's blasphemy. It's bullshit. I grew up in religion. I chose that as part of my training. I was in the whole thing for at least 20-something years. I was an altar boy in church. I saw the shit go down every day. And I saw people give away all their power, kneeling down in front of a crucified Jesus where they would eat his flesh and drink his blood. Hello? You tuning in? Remind you of anything like children being sacrificed? This is a big one. So if this triggers you, don't get too sucked into it. Stay on the path of, we're creating our reality here, okay? And every single thing was part of your soul contract. Yes, everything is exactly as it's meant to be. Everything. And when you begin to ask the question every single time that you don't like something or you get triggered or have a judgment, you stop. You smile and you go, okay, I may not like this, but here's my life-changing, get out of hell free question. What is the gift here? What is this trying to show me about me? It's not about them out there. That's the illusion of the matrix. It's a mirror. It doesn't mean you're a pedophile or you're a bad person or you're a murderer. No, but the collective is still holding those energies. So we're clearing it for the collective, but the way we do it is we heal ourselves first. And that's what these tools do, and they do it faster than anything else I've ever found. I went to most of the top 3-day seminars in San Diego, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Sedona, and I would leave all pumped up after 3 days. And then about a week later, I'd come right back down and I'd be running the same programs. They were teaching a lot of good stuff, but I didn't find any that were teaching me how to go in and dismantle the automatics and do the inner healing. And until you do that, you can recite positive affirmations all day long, and it's not going to change anything if your subconscious belief is lack, or you haven't cleared it, or you haven't healed it, or you haven't forgiven everybody. Because you're still holding that frequency. And as a magnetic being, you can only attract that which you're holding. So you can do affirmations all day long. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. I paid for all that stuff. It didn't work because my programming was money is difficult. Money is hard. I got that from my mom. I got it from my uncle who had 8 kids. And so this is really, really key. Any questions? All right, I'm going to keep going. So tuning in to the frequencies of everything. Make it a point that you are going to catch every single judgment about yourself and everybody else, and you're going to stop and take a breath, and you're going to go, what is this trying to show me and teach me about me? And then when you can get to the point where you thank every single person, especially the ones that you think are the worst and the ones that really trigger you, then you're developing some serious, wonderful mastery of awareness. And until you do, you will be basically a slave to your automatic reactions. And this is what should be taught to kids in first grade. And it will be. I'm writing a book right now. I'm taking Waking Up in the Dream, and I'm turning it into a book for children for the new school system. Because you don't need to go to school for 12 or 16 or 20 years to get in the club, to give up your whole life in a system doing something you don't even like just to try and survive. All that is shifting. If you look around, you can see that all of the deceptive systems are crumbling, from medical to pharmacy to school system to religion. They're all crumbling. It's the greatest thing ever. And you may not think it's happening fast enough, but it's been going on for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And it's happening now. And watch what happens over the next few months and the next couple years. You're going to be so freaking glad that you chose to came here. And you're going to go, wow, I didn't remember before, but I sure do now. And so being the observer. So any questions about creating your reality first thing in the morning? And then I have everybody that goes through the course, I have them set alarms on their phone to go off every hour. Doesn't mean you're going to catch every one. But if you catch even 3 to 5 a day, and then you stop, or you pull over to the side of the road in your car, or you just stop what you're doing, walk away from the computer and go, okay, where's my frequency right now? Because that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what you're thinking, whether it's where is my frequency right now? What is my internal magnet set to? Am I excited? Am I in gratitude? Am I being compassionate and kind? Am I finding everything to be grateful for, from electricity to my heart, to my body, to every one of these trillions of cells which loves on me in every moment? That nature, technology, you're surrounded by abundance in every moment. Even if you think, oh, I don't even know where my rent's coming from next month. I understand. I get it. I was just barely above broke my whole life until I figured it out. It's gratitude. It's finding everything to be grateful for, from a spoon to a toothbrush to the water that comes out and cleanses you. You know that you can walk into your bathroom and turn a knob and water just magically comes out? You know how many people take that for granted? Most people. But you give a little kid in Africa a shower or something like that, and his whole world changes. So these little simple things that we take for granted are the things that when we can start pointing them out, you want to see gratitude start to come into your life? Or magic start to come into your life, abundance? then start pointing out everything you're grateful for. I love this comment. What are your thoughts on faking it till you make it? Absolutely. Because when you wake up in the morning and you love on your body first thing, and you're thanking every one of these trillions of cells that have been unconditionally loving on you since you've been in the womb, purifying your blood, beating your heart, doing trillions of functions right now that are happening while we're on this call, talking through thin air on a little plastic metal box that somehow is magically going all over the globe. Is it? I don't know, but it appears like it is to me. Maybe this is all just my own dream. Either way, I'm in it. And I understand frequency and vibration. And the highest frequencies are love, gratitude, excitement, and compassion, and joy. And so I learned to play with that. And anytime I get pulled out of that, I automatically feel it and I stop. So getting back to what are your thoughts on faking it till you make it? This is a great question, because this is what happens when you first begin to consciously create your reality every single morning. And I mean every single morning, like your life depends on it. Because you know what? It does. And that's not a fear-based statement. That's something to get excited about. You are creating your reality. Okay? So, when you're lying in bed after you've loved on every cell and you've smiled and you've thanked your cells, and they're all consciously aware, they're consciously listening to every single thought, word, and emotion that we have. So then you're lying on your pillow, you're smiling, and you're going, okay, the most incredible people, events, information, abundance, animals, synchronicities show up in my life every day. And anything you desire, you see it is already here now. Never in the future. Never. Because the subconscious can only take a direct order. It's that simple. But they didn't teach you that in The Secret or Think and Grow Rich. They taught you that, your beliefs create your reality. But you must understand how the subconscious works, because that's what's creating your reality. And so when you talk about faking it till you make it, and you're like, man, I'm showered with abundance. The love of my life is here. If that's something that you need, if you need it, look at that. Because the love of your life must become you first. And that's not ego. That's self-acceptance, self-love. No matter if you have wrinkles or thinning hair, or you have to wear glasses that you don't necessarily love, or whatever it is, you get into that mirror every day and you go, I love you. I love you. And men are a little bit more resistant to this. But this is a one thing when people come in to journey with me through the mentorship, they, for some reason, resist going into the mirror and loving on themselves. And if you can't do that, then that means there's some wounds to clear. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just clear them. And if you need assistance, reach out or get the book or go to the YouTube channel, whatever. But sometimes you can't see the program, and it's helpful if somebody can mirror you through it. That's what I'm good at, because I've been doing it so long and I had wonderful teachers, and I'm willing to look at my own shit. You have to be able to. So when you're lying in bed and you're creating your reality and you're seeing anything that you desire already here, Larry could pop in and go, yeah, well, you're just saying this because that guy on the video told you to say it, but I don't really believe it. That's when you say, okay, Larry, I know that's your program because that's what you've been programmed to do. So just please go sit in the corner. So you observe Larry. You observe when the judge comes in. If you don't observe it, then he's going to win, he or she. So you observe it and you go, no, I'm going to feel this like a little child. Because little children, before they get completely programmed and squashed in school, they don't have any limitations. They have imagination, which is the key to consciously creating your reality way beyond any little prison belief system. Your beliefs aren't even your own. It's a whole nother part of the waking up in the dream process, realizing that your belief system is a prison. It wouldn't even fit on the head of a pin compared to everything that's out there and available to you. And it's attempting to come in and give it to you at all times. It's just that the beliefs don't allow it in, and they think it's hard and difficult. And they use all these spell words like, I need, I want, I hope, I wish, I'm trying, I'm going to, I should. And so the subconscious goes, it's not here yet, guys. It's not here yet. It's not here yet. And very few people even realize that they're using these spell words all day long. And they're not even aware that they're programming themselves to not have what they desire. There's a 7-minute video, one of the shortest ones I've ever done on my YouTube channel from earlier this week on spell words. If you're not aware of that, I invite you to go watch it. It's youtube.com/portal to awakening, just like my website. Get rid of the spell words. When I'm on a call with a client, week 1 call, and I tell them, I mirror them to never use need, want, wish, hope, try, should. They get it right away. And the next time they're getting ready to say it, they catch it that quick. Even if it's been 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decades that they've been using that without even realizing it. Because these were stuck into the spelling system. The spelling system casts spells. The people with their DNA that were manipulating us, they knew exactly how to program us so we wouldn't wake up. In the beginning, when you see this, it'll piss you off. But being pissed off is low frequency. But you can use that energy to go, okay, now I see the program. So now I'm going to commit. I'm never going to use those spell words again. I'm going to consciously create my reality every single morning. I'm going to unplug from the television and any low frequency stuff. I don't need to give it my energy. And so when you're lying in your bed and you're creating your reality every morning, if your mind goes, well, yeah, you can't do that. You don't have the experience. Don't listen to that. Stay in the frequency of excitement. All right? All right. So now this one. I'm not feeling grateful and happy currently. Okay. So now you just programmed your subconscious and agreed with it that I'm not feeling grateful and happy. So the subconscious goes, okay, let's create that reality for her. You just told yourself and reaffirmed it. That may have been your truth that, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit not happy or in my zone or empowered right now. But you're reciting and reaffirming that you're not feeling grateful and happy. So you're programming your reality for that. Yeah. Not only erase, but definitely use these tools I've been sharing with you and begin to consciously create your reality and watch your self-talk. Get the book. Print this stuff out. Come on. My book's on sale for half price. It's the cost of lunch. Or get the digital course. It's under $100. Watch the PowerPoint trainings I put together. You will see the program. It's really life-changing stuff. So it's there if you want it. Or you can, keep telling yourself that it's difficult and you'll just keep creating more of that. But thank you for sharing your questions because you're not the only one. We've all gone through this. So I love it when people ask questions because it opens up things for other people and it lets people know that we're safe in here. This is non-judgmental. We're all in this together. Nobody's above or below. It's all egotistical bullshit. We're all in here mirroring each other through our hearts, and we're all amplifying, and this is what's happening. People are coming together on the planet. There's so much good stuff happening. I wish I could give you all the download, and I don't even know all of it. Okay, so let's check out Arena. I find it so much easier to empower, support, accept, love, help, support. Yeah. That after all the work I've done, I still feel big challenges in treating myself with the same manner. I love this comment. You know why? Because it's 100% honest, it's 100% authentic, and it's vulnerable. And our vulnerability is our greatest strength. So I totally relate. I'm a lover. I always have been. I'm out loving on wild jungle dogs every day, giving them medicine. I'm saying I love you to every animal, water buffalo, all these people. Why? Because when I say I love you to somebody or I project my love onto somebody else, I feel great. Why? Because in reality, they're really me. And yet, as you say, Arena, I still feel big challenges in treating myself with the same manner. So here's the invitation from the universe, which is really the you, capital Y, capital O, capital U, universe. You're all of it. I invite you to begin sitting with yourself in front of a mirror. and looking deeply into your eyes and going, I love you. I love you so much. Look at everything you've been through. You're a rock star. Look at how you love and empower and support other people. You're freaking amazing. And then if Larry, or whatever your ego's name is, negative Nancy or whatever you want to name it, play with it. Be playful. The ego's not the enemy. It's just a survival program. It's not trying to harm you. It was set up to keep you safe. And so just see it for what it is, love on it, and dismantle it. So you're in the mirror and you're going, I love you so much. You're so amazing. And then whatever you don't believe about yourself, it's going to come up. Yeah, but you did this and you did that and you fucked up and you did drugs and, I'm speaking for myself. And then, you will, if you're honest, your stuff will come up. And that'll show you where the clearing or healing, I don't really like the word healing because then people think they're all messed up. Oh, I got to heal. I'm all messed up. No, we're just clearing programs and everybody has them. You chose to have them. So you could clear them not only for yourself, but the collective. And the people that do the inner healing are really the only ones that can have the compassion for the other people that have been raped. And I mean, I journey with people that have been through the deepest stuff. Those are the bravest souls, And so only if you've really experienced that deep level of trauma can you hold compassionate space for other people. So if the worst stuff has happened to you and you don't feel worthy, know that if you just accept yourself and love it and go, okay, I don't really know if I 100% chose that, but I'm open to the fact of what I'm hearing right now, that it was part of my soul contract. Then the only thing to do is go, what is the gift here? Why would I have chosen that? Only one reason. So you could help to assist to heal other people and shift these millions of years of us being enslaved and being wounded and forgetting that we are divine, unlimited, amazing beings. We are the gods. And we chose to come down here and be in service. So I intend that assists you. If you have any questions, yeah, it can be like a yo-yo. I didn't see that part. Only so many of the okay, yeah, it can be like a yo-yo. So, get the sheet. Start to track how many times that yo-yo is happening. And I guarantee you that yo-yo will start to be dismantled very, very quickly. I see it happen every week with everybody I journey with. And the comments that come in from people that have used the tools and bought the book and the course or journey with me, they're like, this is the most life-changing stuff I've ever done. And that's why I'm excited about it. And that's why I come on here. And that's why I give away all the tools. I don't hold anything back on these lives. I share every single tool. I don't go, well, if you really want the tools, you got to come and buy the book. No. People come and journey with me because they want to be mirrored through this, through things that they can't see, and they want to accelerate the process, and they know the value of that. So they come and do it, and then they go on to share it with other people, and the abundance just starts to come into their life like a windfall, But if you're feeling in lack, like I was all my life, I'd go, well, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. And so the universe goes, okay, you can't afford it. That's what it sends to your subconscious. So yes, we do sometimes need to fake it until we make it. Yeah. So we got negative Nancy there. That's great. Yeah, just love on her, love on her, love on her. Do the mirror exercises. Okay, if there's any questions, drop them in. Okay, so we're going to catch the automatics, and we're going to begin to see that our belief system is a very limiting prison. If that triggers you, stop and take a breath and smile and go, what is this trying to teach me? Not all my beliefs are, negative. I get it. I'm talking about the core of the belief system. Your beliefs aren't even yours. They all came from outside you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you look around and you see all the automatic reactors that are so easily manipulated and triggered by anything they see on the media or the television or in science, then you can see the programs running, and it's got so many people enslaved. People are waking up, and they're going to wake up, so don't worry about that. It's already done. Your invitation is to be super kind to people and not judge them. And they're going to go, wow, your energy's different. What do you do? They go, well, I dismantled my belief system. I dismantled my triggers. And now I'm just an observer. And that's changed everything in my energy, my frequency. It's helped to heal my body. It helps attract wonderful things into my life. I feel so much better. And I know that I'm being supported by the universe because I'm creating it every single morning. Okay, if that triggers you, then look at that. I think it's wonderful. I think you should love on Nancy, but you can still call her negative and joke with her when she's triggering you. Or you can pick another name like Esmeralda or whatever. It's about using the tools. Don't get sucked into, but when you get triggered, look at it, because there's your get out of hell invitation if you use the tools. So pretty simple once you figure it out. Track your frequency, catch every judgment and trigger less than thought, and use the tools to clear it. That's it. Rinse and repeat, even if it takes 1,000 times. It doesn't matter. There is no such thing as time. All right, so I'm going to get ready to wrap it up here. Okay, so your number one keys to abundance and health are, tuning into the frequencies of everything. Dismantle the belief system. If you don't dismantle the belief system and see it for the prison that it is, you will never go beyond it, ever. And that's how they keep you in 3D. There's so many things that are opening up from self-healing. You don't even need a med bed. That's just the next thing to get you to understand that, you can heal, you will heal. You can also reverse your aging by speaking to your body and loving on it. It's coming. It's already here. But if you don't believe it and you're not open to it, it's not going to happen because you're in charge of your own dream. Yeah. Question everything. I'm just talking to myself here. Why? Because this stuff works more than anything else I've ever found or paid for. And believe me, I've spent well over $100,000 and I never had a lot of money. I lived in my recording studios for 27 years. Because that's what I love to do. And once I got injured at my last couple jobs and saw how the system was set up to crush you and squeeze you, I was the high performance guy at every job I had. And I never got rewarded for it. Maybe I got a quarter raise a year. F.O. Fuck off. I'm not here to be a slave. I'm here to go beyond because I figured out that we are unlimited. And if you're not playing with that word, I invite you to write that down in capital letters and put it on your mirror in the bathroom, put it on your refrigerator, and begin to play with it. Because this belief system is a tiny, tiny little prison. And you can see anybody that gets either their belief system challenged or somebody says something that touches on an uncleared childhood wound or trauma, they get triggered, they get triggered, they get triggered. And they have that emotional response. And that emotional response tricks them into believing that they're right. They're not right. They just had a trigger. And if they don't catch it, they're going to run that same trigger for the rest of their life. And it's just the way it is. So the way out of that is really, really simple if you use these tools. And super simple. So anyway, I journey with people every month, and I take them through this process. 4 people only, though, because when we're in it for 30 days, we're in it. And it's super empowering. And if anybody's interested in doing that, I invite you to check it out, because these are testimonials from people that have gone through a lot of other courses. After just 1 week of journeying and using these tools, I'm seeing, identifying, and dismantling programs that have been tripping me up and wreaking havoc on me my entire life. Going through this course was a huge wake-up call for me. I've now identified and cleared old patterns, belief, and wounds. The results I see in just 2 weeks are amazing. Completely shifted the way I observe and process things in every area of my life. This is life-changing stuff. And I'm not saying that just because, I wrote it. I learned all this from other people. But these tools are here for us. And sooner or later, you're going to awaken. And sooner or later, you're going to have to meet and clear or heal anything you're still holding. So I'm going to leave you with this. Is there anybody in your world that you have yet to forgive, including yourself? And this is real easy part of healing. And this heals almost 99% of everything that anybody ever comes and talks to me about through hundreds, if not thousands of clients. Their issues usually come down to, I'm angry that my father didn't love me. I'm angry that I got abused. I'm angry that I got raped. I understand this stuff. I went through some heavy shit myself. But again, remember, you chose this as part of your soul contract. And my hat's off to you, because this is the toughest probably journey that anybody will go through. But you knew you were going to win before you came down here. And look around, you're almost there. Even if you don't feel that right now, I'm telling you, I'm speaking to your subconscious right now. You're there. What you're going to see happen over the next few months, in a year or two, is going to be so magnificent, you're going to be jumping up and down. Free energy, no more rent, no more, none of this bullshit. Healthy food. It's going to be a world. It's already here. I'm living in it. Yeah, I'm still observing, people wearing masks every day. And, my heart goes out to the children here. They're running around in fear, thinking that breathing air is scary. It's really, really messed up. But I smile at them and I love all of them and I send them energy and I can see that they're awake. They're just having to follow what their parents are kind of forcing on them. But people are waking up. It's happening. It can't be stopped. It's been prophesied for thousands of years. And so I invite you to begin to get excited. And anytime, I clean up my whole Facebook feed. There's no bullshit. I mean, I can handle seeing things about pedophiles being arrested or adrenochrome. I've known about that stuff for 30 years when people wouldn't even talk about it. I can see that stuff. And so I don't block those people because they're waking people up. But I don't have people come on that are trigger babies and just all that stuff. My whole feed is the most incredible, wonderful, magnificent, heart-based people that will give you a hand or mirror you or hold space for you. That's the community, because you know that you're supported and loved. And 99% of these people, if not more, I've never met in person. I'm living in Thailand in the middle of nowhere. And I'm connected with the most incredible people in the world. This whole technology changed everything. If you're one of those people that go, all my family's asleep and I don't have any, I get it. But you're here right now. Here's a family. I posted my, go to the website and sign up for the email. I only email people once or twice a month. Maybe that'll change, but it takes a lot to put together an email because I want to deliver really valuable stuff. But get on the email list and become part of the community if you want. I'm going to be creating a private group for people that really want to go deep. And, it's going to be wonderfully amazing people, but they're already here. Just set your intention every morning when you're lying in bed, smiling and loving on your body. The most amazing people show up in my life every day. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And then begin to believe it because you're creating it. Anybody that says, I'll see it when I believe it, they're never going to see it because they're running the 3D program of frustration, lack, and anything else that's sticky underneath that. You believe it, and then you see it. It's completely the opposite. So fake it till you make it if you need to. Reach out for support if you need to. Get on a call with somebody that'll support you and begin to go, hey, let's get on a call and do an imagination session together like little kids. I just thought of that right now. What a great idea. Get together with people that'll just hold that frequency and go, yeah, I totally see all those people coming. Your business is taking off. Your soulmate's coming in, whatever. But make sure you go in and do the inner healing and clearing. Otherwise, what you think is your soulmate is just going to be another teacher, and the lesson could not be that comfortable for you. This whole talk about, oh, my soulmate and my twin flame and all. People are getting trapped in that. I'm not saying everybody, but you're your own soulmate. You are your twin flame. Those other people are just mirrors. And unless you're loving on yourself totally, it's not going to last. Well, I won't say it's not going to, but you know what I mean. You must heal and clear and love on yourself every day. So do the mirror exercises. And if you're in resistance to doing them, figure out why you're in resistance. Because as long as you're not fully able to get in that mirror and go, I love you, man. I love you. Look at what you're doing. Your intentions are great. Yeah, you might get triggered. You might get pissed off once in a while, but you're kind to everybody and your intentions are kind to everybody. And you're excited to be here. And when you're not excited, you figure out why you're not. And you're doing it. You're in it. You're accountable. You're vulnerable. You're willing to look at your shit. That's the key. It's all there is. Everything else is here to support you. Trust in that. It's a great journey. When you become the observer, when you're the reactor, you're stuck. The matrix owns you. So just begin to gently be gentle with yourself and watch the programs. I'm telling you, if I would have known about the tools in this book 50 years ago, the kids that are going to learn this, I'm in the process of writing the book for the new school system for the children. They're not going to need to go to school for 10 or 12 or 16 years to pay to be in the club and then give up their life to have to work. No, they're going to learn what an emotional trigger is, how their thoughts and their words and their frequency creates their reality, and then we're going to turn them loose. And if they do go to any class of any kind, I don't even want to use the word school ever again. It's like the word work. It's a sticky program. It's just got bad energy attached to it. Not all schools, but you know what I'm talking about. So these kids are going to learn this, and then they're not going to have to go to school for 12 or 16 or 20 years. They're going to be supported in doing only what they love, because the kids, they know what they desire to do. It's just that they get squashed and then they get forced into having to go get a job to survive. It's a bullshit program. Watch what's happening now. These kids that are labeled with ADHD by these doctors that have been programmed to give them poisonous pharmaceuticals. This stuff's going to be exposed big this year. It already is. And people are not going to tolerate it anymore. Every child is special. Everybody has a magnificent gift. So what are yours? It's what you're passionate about. So do that. And if you don't think you can do it, then you're believing a lie. And if you'd like assistance, come do this thing, man. This will blow your mind. You will never, ever see your reality the same way. Once I get a hold of you and frickin' drop my love on you for 30 days, and it's not just 30 days. I have people that reach out to me anytime that did my course years ago. They're family. And it's like, boom, up, up, up. We clear stuff and we just support each other. Kicks ass. Anyway, big, big love from Thailand. Thank you to everybody that shared these in other groups. I greatly, greatly appreciate it, because there's people that could really benefit from hearing this, and they reach out to me all the time. I mean, I think my last 6 out of 7 clients, I wasn't even friends on Facebook with them, but somehow they saw these lives on either Facebook or YouTube, and they went, yeah, I want to do the journey. Let's do it. So thank you to everybody that shares in other groups, because, you know, the more we uplift each other and share these tools, the faster the collective starts to frickin' wake up. It's happening. It's great. What an exciting time. Big love to everybody that stayed on here this long. And if you have any questions, reach out. And yeah, just be loving on yourselves. Be excited. And if you're not excited, figure out why you're not. And it's okay to be pissed off. It doesn't mean you're screwed up. It just means there's stuff coming up to get your attention to clear. That's all it is. It doesn't mean you're messed up, you know, when you get triggered. It's just catch it and ask, okay, here's a trigger. It's coming up to be cleared. Use the tools. Because if you don't clear it, it's going to come back. And next time it's going to be even stronger. It's just keys. The universe is just tapping on your shoulder. It's not trying to hurt you, but it's got to get your attention. And right now on the planet, you can see that it's going to get people's attention. And a lot of people are going to have the holy crap shocked out of them because they didn't want to wake up and listen. We've tried to tell them, but they don't want to hear it. So now they're either going to have to hear it and face it, or they're going to leave the planet. It's just the way it is. But it's not really sad. It's like nobody ever dies. They just leave this body and then wake up again and go, holy shit, I'm totally unlimited. I want to go back down there on that roller coaster ride again. It's pretty crazy, but it's interesting once you begin to see how it works. And I don't know it all. I know nothing. That's my number one power mantra. I know nothing, but I track frequency and vibration now. And I do my best to stay in love, joy, excitement, gratitude, and compassion, and playfulness. Playfulness every day. Get playful. Everybody's so serious now. That's how the matrix is squashing people. So anyway, I intend you find that valuable. Big, big love to all of you. And I'll be back next Monday. Have a great weekend. Stay excited.